Hello to all the students who are present here. In the last lecture, we discussed about the while loop. We did some questions on while loop and for practicing. And in this lecture, we will look into a couple of problems, how to solve those problems using this while loop. And then we will start the new topic, that is for loop. This will be the um, topics which we will cover in today's lecture. So, the first problem today that we are going to see is it will be about a program on how to convert an inputted binary number, a binary number which is in the form 0 and 1 into a decimal number. So this is our problem. So the user will give the input will be as input will be in the form of 1011, like that. This will be in number form, so I am writing like this, and it is binary, so I am writing base 2, and the output must be like this. uh, Output is should be, because the number is 11, so you don't need to print these brackets and this subscript, but for the input, we should give this number 1011, and output should be, for example, this is an example, output should be the equivalent decimal number to this input. So how to do this question? So let me give you a hint. So explanation of the this background of the technique. What we do is that, for example, whatever number which we have in binary, let us say we have 1011. To convert it into a decimal number, the simple technique is we take the last digit, which is 1, we multiply it by 2 raised to power 0. After that, we add it with the second last digit, 1 multiplied by 2 raised to power 1. After that, we add it with the next from last next digit, which is 0 multiplied by 2 raised to power 2. As you can see, the power of 2 is increasing, which is starting from 0. And in the end, the most significant bit, we will take 1 multiplied by 2 raised to power 3, and this will be added. So this is the technique. We one by one we take the last bit which is inputted by the user, and that last bit is multiplied by 2 raised to power 0. In the next iteration, the uh, power of 2 is increased by 1, and so on. In each iteration, the this power of 2 is increased by 1, as you can see here. So this is the underlying theory or methodology which is used to convert. After that, what we get is that, let us see what is the answer. Here we get two, one, one. So let us say, let me start with this place. So here we have 2 raised to power 3 is equals to 8 plus. Here we have multiply by 0, so nothing. Here we have 2 raised to power 1, 2 plus, and here we have in the last we have 1, which is equals to 11. So let me write the brackets for the clarity. Brackets are like this, and this 0 is on the 2 only. So this is the methodology. I hope everyone understood what is going on and what we should do. So let us write the how we should approach the program. So the Python program, you can write it as Python program. You may start by asking the user about the input number. So I will take it as n equals to, I will take it as integer, this number 1011 int input, then enter a binary number. This is the message which will be displayed, and user will be asked to enter an integer. So the user may input something like 1010, something like this. So after that, after this line, we should keep one variable in which we are going to sum all these expressions. So that I am taking as d for decimal, and which is initialized to 0. This is the second line of the code. The d variable is initialized with 0. So and this number is initialized, this is n. So we have to iterate, we have to execute the loop till the n is greater than 0. So I am writing it here, while n is greater than 0. Why we are doing this? So as we can see that in each iteration we are taking the last digit. We have done this type of problems in many places in the previous questions. For example, we have taken sum of digit. The sum of digit problem that we discussed in the last lecture, there also what we were doing, we were taking the last digit, and we were adding with the second last digit, which we were adding with the third and so on. We were not multiplying with 2 raised to power this. So that was sum of digit. So as you can think that the structure of the program will be similar. Similar thing we did with the reverse of an integer, reverse of an input number. What we did, we took the last number and we multiplied it with 10, and then we took the second last number and added it. Then we took this number, the resultant, multiply by 10 and added with this, the last number after that phase. So even after is, and since we did this with reverse, we can say in palindrome also the same technique can be used. For palindrome number, what we do is that in palindrome we do the reversal and then we check with the original number. So if we see that the methodology is somewhat the same, we are extracting the last digit and after that we are removing it. Then we are extracting the last digit, then we are removing it. Then we are extracting the last digit, then we are removing it, and so on till the n does not have any number. So this is the basic methodology. So that is why the loop is till n is greater than 0. After that, what we need to do is that we need to take the last numbers. Last number we will take into r equals to n modulus 10. What is this? This is the r is the last number, remainder after dividing n by 10. So if we divide any number by 10 and take the remainder, then we will get the last digit. For example, if we have 725 as our input and we divide it by 10, the remainder we will get is 5. That 5 is in R, just for the example. So in the loop, what we are doing is we are retrieving the last digit of any inputted number. After that, what we are doing, we are taking this last number, we are adding it into D. So we will write D equals to D plus last number R multiply by 2 raised to power, let us say, 0. In 0, 0 need to be incremented at each time, so I will take another variable I. So I will take somewhere some new variable I equals to 0, which I will increment it in each iteration. So what is this? 2 raised to power I multiplied by R, which is added in the D. So this is the same thing. R is multiplied by 2 raised to power I. I hope everyone is clear with this. Let me change this, make it a good one. So I will write R. So this number will keep adding. But with each iteration, we need to remove the last digit also of n. With each iteration, we need to do this. So what I am going to do for that, I am doing n equals to n floor division by 10. For example, if I have the input 725, I divide by 10 and remove the decimal part, then remove whatever after the decimal, then I will get 72. Actually, the answer will be 72.5 and the floor will be, let us say, 72. So this is what we are getting. So in this way, we have removed the last digit. This is what is being done in each iteration. I hope everyone is clear with this. And after that, what we need to do, we need to increment our 2's power. I equals to I plus 1. Means this power of 2 will be incremented in each iteration. So this is the program. After that, what we need to do, after this is the loop. After that, we after means out of the loop, we can print the resultant is in the D. So we can say that the decimal number is D. So I will repeat what is going on here. Here we are taking the user input. In this line, we are initializing the resultant, which is actually the summation initialization of the result. Here we are initializing the power of 2, initializing the 2 power, which will increment it at each iteration. This is the final condition, termination condition, termination condition. And in each loop, what we will do, we will first take the or extract the last digit, least significant bit we will take, and then we will add the LSB in D after doing this calculation. So adding last multiply by last bit multiply by 2 raised to power I. And in this step, what we are doing, we are removing removing last digit from n. And here we are, what we are doing, we are incrementing 2's power, incrementing 2 power. This will go on as these four lines are after one tab. So this is the scope of the while loop. So after this it will go back to check the condition, and when in the case when n equals n will become 0, then it will come out and print the output as decimal number d. I hope this program is clear to everyone. Let us move on to the next question of today, which I will give just for the practice. So I will not give you the solution of that program. I will just give it as a homework to you. So this is the question one of today, and question two is the opposite of it. That is convert, convert, convert a given or inputted decimal number into a binary number. So just I will give you the hint is that what is the procedure of doing that. For example, if you have any number, let us say 25 as input, you need to convert it into the binary number. So what do? We divide this number by 2. After dividing by 2, as a quotient we get how much? 12, and remainder we get 1. Then we again divide this 12 by 2. In quotient we get 6, and remainder we get a 0. We divide it again 2, and we get the quotient 3 and remainder 0. Again we will divide by 2, we will get quotient 1 and remainder 1. And now we will read the remainders from backwards, that is 11001. I hope this is clear to all. So as a hint, I can tell you that in the loop, let us say this is the inputted number n. So in the loop, what we are doing in the loop, we are performing this number. Let us say, for example, this is the remainder by 2. So some way is that the output O is, we are doing something. I must not give you the complete program. So what we are doing is that n modulus 2, by this operation we will get this remainder 1, and this quotient we will get by n floor division 2, and we will do this till n equals to 1. So, and this remainder is being stored in reverse. Either we can store from either we can store like this, or after that we can reverse it. In the last step we can reverse it. So just I have given you the hint of how to get these remainders and how to decrement n after each iteration. I hope this is clear to all the students. So this is the question for your homework today. Now let us start with the next uh, topic of today, which is for loop. For loop. For loop. So I will write a simple program, then I will explain what is going on here. So the first program that I am going to demonstrate is that the counting from 1 to 10 printing. For example, the output should be 1, 2, 3, and so on till 10. This should be the output, something like this. So how we can do that? So let us start with the program. It is a very simple program. For example, we will start with for I in range 1 till 11, bracket close, column, and then I will print I. With this two line of code, you can print this counting from 1 to 10. Take a look at these two lines carefully. Now I will discuss what is going on in these two lines. So let me explain you what is going on. This 4 is the keyword. This is the keyword. It remains as it is. I is a variable which will have value starting from this value, initial value, till this value 11, which is last plus 1. Last plus 1 means from 1 till 10 plus 1, 11. So I is a variable in the iteration. In this iteration, this is the iteration. In this iteration, the value of I will start from 1 and will end at 11 minus 1, that is 10. And in each iteration, we are printing the value of I. Range is the function, we can say. It generates the different values which are sent into I on each iteration, which is automatically updated. So we need not do any I equals to I plus 1. We need not separately initialize the value of I equals to 1 and so on. So many things are can be reduced here. I hope this is clear with all the students. Now let us look at another example of for loop. So I will take another example which is reverse counting. Reverse counting, which is, let us say, from 10 till 9 and so on till 1. So the code for this is for I in range. We will start from 10 and we will go till 0 plus 0. It will be before that, means till 1, and in each iteration we will update I with -1. So what is going on here? And then we will just print I. What is going on here? So you know all these things, but the new thing is that this portion, the arguments that we sent to the range function. So what is going on here is, this is the initial value that we want for I, initial value. This is the value. Now we will put -1. So the last value -1. Why? Because it will go from 10 till 1. So after 1, whatever comes goes here. And this value tells means what is the updation value. Means on each iteration I should be updated as I equals to I -1. So that -1 is here. So in the first case, in we can give a third argument also as 1, but by default it takes as 1 only. So in the first example we did not give anything, because by default it is taking as -1. But if we want to forcefully give some our own incrementation or decrementation pattern, then here we can put. So this is the initial, this is the final, I must say -1, and here we have the -1 means on which criteria the updation on the I will have. So this will print starting with I equals to value of 10. This loop will get printed from 10 9 till 1, and then it will come out of the loop here. If you have any doubt, then you can make the program yourself and you can check how it is working, and you can play with these three values, which is initial, final, and next, and which is the upgradation pattern. And here we have a tab. One tab is there to show that this print comes under this for loop. I hope this is clear to all. Now let us move on to our next example, example number 3, which is printing even numbers between 1 and 20. Printing even numbers between 1 and 20. So what we can do, very easy thing, for I in range, we will start with 1. Actually we should not start with 1, we should start with 2, and we should go till 20, and on each step we should upgrade it by 2, and then we should print the value of I. I hope this is clear to all. This is the updation on each iteration, updation in I. This is the last value plus 1, and this is the initial value of I. Initial value of I. And this is the scope of the loop where the loop will get printed. This is after one tab. Same pattern is that. I hope this is clear to all. Now let us jump to our next question. I am skipping it. I am not giving much time to each problem. Why? Because we have already done this using while loop and we have taken our time. And after this class, you can try all these questions on your laptops or computers. So now let us start with the fourth question, practice question of the for loop. Fourth question is to print the sum of digits between 1 to 100. Print the sum of all the integers between 1 to 100 including these two numbers. So how we can do that? First we should take some variable sum equals to 0. We should initialize it with 0. And in this sum we will put the summation of all these numbers. Then we will start with the for loop for I in range starting from 0, ending plus 1 means 101. This will I will have these values in each iteration starting from 1 till 100. And each iteration what we want sum plus equals to I. And after the loop we want to print the value, so we can print sum. I hope this is clear to all. This similar question we have done with while loop, but a few more lines of codes were being used. In that code we have to manually give the updation and initialization of the variables. Here it happens automatically using the range function. So here what we have is that here this sum is the variable which is initialized with 0. After that in each loop it will be added with the value of I, which will have value 1 in first iteration. In second iteration it will have value of 2 and so on till value 100. And after that the loop will stop execution and then the program will print the value of sum. I hope this is clear to all. Now let us move on to the next question. Fourth, now we need the fifth one. Question number 5. Question number 5 is how to print the multiplication table of inputted number n. So what we can do is that we can take n equals to int input input enter a number. This will give the message enter the number to the user, and user will be asked to input a number which will get stored in n in integer form. After that, what we need is that for we need to take the loop for I in range. We will start the I, which is the multiplicating factor, from 1 till 11, means it will execute till 10. So I am writing value 11 here, and in each iteration what should be printed? We should print n multiply by I. This should be printed. So this is a simple code of this multiplication table using for loop. On each iteration, the multiply n will be multiplied by I, and the I will value of I will get incremented on each iteration. So this is how the multiplication table will be displayed. I hope this is clear to all. Let us start with the next question, question number 6, which is, let us make 6 here. Question number 6, which is how to calculate the factorial of an inputted number, of an of a number. So how we can do is that first we take the number n equals to, this whole line will repeat. Here we will ask user to input a number. So for factorial, I am taking one variable f equals to 1, where we will feed the multiplied values of this n. So what I am doing is, I am writing the for loop for I in range, starting from, let us say I can start from 1. Actually I can start with 2 also, but no issue is that 1 till n plus 1, and this value will be should be stored in f equals to f multiplied by I, and then we can print the value of f, which is the factorial. I hope this is clear to all. How it will print the factorial? This is the first initial value of the factorial. After, the loop will start from 1, then 2, then so on till value n. And what will be stored in f will multiply all the values of n, means 1 will be multiplied by 2. Actually the value of f is this is the initial value. This is multiplication happening in the first loop. This is multiplication happening in the second loop. This is multiplication happening in the third loop, and so on till n gets multiplied. And after that, after the loop, the value of the factorial is printed here. I hope this is clear how to calculate the value of factorial of a number in using the for. Now let us move on to the next example, Example number 7, which is to calculate or check if an inputted number is prime or not. Check if the input number is prime or not. So how we can do is, first we can take a number n equals to int input enter a number, like the way we did this. This line is repeated. Then what we can do is that we can take one flag value p equals to true. I will explain why we are taking this p equals to true. First of all, I hope everyone is clear with what are prime numbers. We have discussed this in the last lecture where we calculated or checked if the inputted number is prime or not using while loop. So I hope everyone is clear about the definition of the prime numbers. Anyways, so in the second line we are taking one flag variable p equals to true. It will be used in further program. So after that, what I will do, I will start the loop for I in range. I should check from 2 till n minus 1. So I will write n if this any number is divisible by n or not. So if n is divisible by I, then change the value of p equals to false, and break the loop. Break. Actually, we need not break the loop also. It will work without breaking the loop also. Anyways, let us keep it. After that, what we will do, we will check if out of the loop we are checking if p equals to true, then print prime, else print not prime. Look at this program for a couple of minutes. It The structure is same as what we did in the previous lecture where we discussed this solving this problem using while loop. Now a few things are to be noticed here. First of all, this variable we have taken new. This is the new thing. This is the new line which we are adding, and here in the while program we used to check if I equals to n or not. In that place we are checking if p equals to true or not. So what is going on here, let me explain you. In this line we are taking the input from the user. Here we are initializing a flag variable. This is the loop starts with 2, 3, then so on till n minus 1. These many numbers will be generated and will be assigned to I on each iteration. So one thing I want to tell you is that this is the whole for loop and this is the whole if scope. So let me make it. This is the if. So this is after one tab and this is after 2 tab. So what is happening there in this program is that we are generating all numbers which are between 2 and n minus 1, including these numbers, and we are in a loop checking if any of the number is divisible by n or not. So this is the checking: is the number divisible by n or not? If it is divisible, any number in between any number is divisible, then for sure this inputted number is not prime. For an indication of that thing, we are changing the value of this variable. For the indication, this flag variable is only used for indicating that we have found a number which is less than n and which is greater than 1, which is by which the n is divisible. So this is only for indication purpose, and after that the loop should be broken and the execution will come at this line. And here we will check the indication. If the program is saying that p equals to false, then this condition will be false and this line will not get executed. Another thing that you can write in the place is that you can simply write if p. Why? Because the value of p can be true or false, which is the, we can say, which is the logical or boolean output, and from this will be the, we can say, this is the condition output only, true or false. So we can replace this with this simple line: if p means if true or if false. So so this condition can be replaced by this. If we have any the user inputs any number which is prime, then what happens, this if portion will not get executed, as the number will not be divisible by any other number which is less than the particular number, the inputted number, and more than 1. So this line p equals to false will not get executed, means the value in p will be as true, the initialized value. So this line will, here the condition will be true and it will print prime. I hope this is clear to all why we have used this p variable as a flag. So, in this lecture, we have discussed these 7 simple problems of for loop. And before this for loop topic, we have discussed 2 problems of while loop, in which we saw one program of while loop and one program I have given as homework. I hope you are able to understand all the content of this lecture. So in the next lecture, possibly we will look into some other problems. That's for the today's lecture. Thank you.